Hello, you wonderful people! Hey, hey, hey! How y'all doing? It's me, Rob Sachetto. Yes, that zombie guy. The zombie guy. They call me the zombie guy. Yes, I am the inventor of zombie portraits. Drawer of more zombies than anyone on planet Earth. And that will soon be verified, and we'll all be hearing about more of that. But in the meantime, I'm welcoming you guys into my studio. I hope you enjoy the view, sir. I hope you enjoy the stuff that we do. So I do the live streams usually every other night, but that doesn't mean I'm not drawing those other nights. So yesterday I drew and mostly inked this new zombie pinup diva and this zombie pinup diva as well. And I continued inking on this one, which had already been done, was sort of sitting there in the pile of stuff that I do. Because I usually have like 11 to 20. I know that sounds weird. Why 11? Because it's more than 10. It's the Spinal Tap reasoning, man. So, yeah. Like, always just do more. Always try to just do more. You know what I mean? So, here we are. We're going to be inking some... Oh, and you know what? I've got some little Pokemon friends. Yes. These little Pokemon friends, I believe this is Hoot, but I can't remember what this guy's name is. I can't remember. But yeah, I've got the colors marked down, so I'm going to be adding detail and stuff to these in pencil, like finishing them in with the pencil. Doing the initial wash probably, and then the colors and all that stuff. But I want to have them ready for Rouen Con, that is in Rouen, Noranda this weekend, and I will be there. So yes, if you are in and around Rouen, Noranda, holler if you hear me, man. Come out and say hi. Maybe pick up a print that you like. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to going because I've never been. So, yeah, it's exciting, Yes. So, yeah, I'm trying to get those Pokemon done before heading to the Rouen Noranda Con, so I can kind of work on them there. For the people, for the fans, for people who are interested in that sort of thing. And, it's a thing that, if you're an artist and you're at a con, at least this is what I, very, very strongly suggest. You bring work and do it, if you can do the work that you do, even a sketchbook, like just anything art oriented, so that people kind of make the connection that it's your work that they're seeing on the table. That's really important, and it's engaging too, and you get work done. It's one of those undeniable win things that work. Yeah, I am not a complicated guy, man. I just use my senses to figure things out, and I can recognize shapes and patterns sometimes. So, that builds experience, right? So if you guys have any questions about, conventions and, what, like, do's and don'ts and just suggestions and stuff. Yeah, man, I'm glad to give, a hand in that capacity, Yeah. Hit me up. I'm glad to help. or ask me anything really in the comments. If the chat is enabled, I believe it is. I'm going to check chat. Is that what I'm looking for, or is it? Yeah, it is. It is? No, it's this. No, it is this. Okay, there it is. All right. Welcome to live chat. Right on. Okay, so anybody wants to anybody who wants to chat can do so. Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestions that you'd like me to do a zombie version of, yeah, let me know your thoughts. I love to. I've already done, I think, 2 on the live chat on the channel. Yeah, 2, I think. No, maybe 3. Yeah, I've done a couple of requests from folks that have tuned in. So, yeah. And if you want to order a custom, you get the real, you get the actual, the original art, to keep. Yeah, hit me up with that too. Don't wait till all those rich tech bros and speculators and stuff like buy all of the original art, because that is definitely finite. Yeah, and you know what? Like, while it's super affordable, like to get original art from a pro, not just anyone, but a pro. Someone that has built an audience or is revered and blah blah blah. Like, that's really affordable to what it could be, and what it even should be. But it isn't yet, and when it does, it'll be so out of reach, and it's like, it's kind of like land, I should have bought some when it was cheap. Yeah, you should have. That's how I feel like original art is gonna be, man. Like, yes, for sure. Yep, I don't think it'll take that long either. Yeesh. Yeah. Yeah. The corruption of the AI has been swift and pointless. Swift and awful to look at on every level. But it'll teach people not to care more. You know what I mean? That's the only thing, I guess, you'll have to sacrifice is caring about anything ever. This teaches me not to care. I'll look at more of it. So yes, I'm doing some crazy inks right now on, I think, is that better? That's a bit better. From my perspective right now, this looks like a Mitch O'Connell drawing. Like his super wicked, simple, thick, yet like descriptive Ramita senior type lines. Yeah, oh man, I love his work. I love his work so much. Yeah, Mitch O'Connell. Please tell me if I got that wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, he's an like ultra pop artist guy, and wow, I really dig his work. I think I have one of his books too. And oh, sorry guys. See, that's what happens when you get too close. I'm literally, my pen is right there, right? So. Yeah, Robert Williams too was another sort of like really pop art influenced, and yeah, I love his work. I have one of his books too. Yeah. So Robert Williams was the guy who did that inside jacket of Appetite for Destruction, the Guns N' Roses, the first Guns N' Roses album. So that's him with the creature jumping over the fence and with the blade mouths, and then like there's some waitress like on the other side on roller skates or something like that. Yeah, that one. That art. He's awesome, man. Oh yeah, I love his work. Yeah. You know what? The thing too is I very much respect even the guys I don't particularly like, because I know how, difficult it is, man. It's but it's very rewarding, and it's not like I want you to like cry for these guys or anything, but like sometimes it's one of those things where you go, oh, like what would it take to do this comic book? Like what are all the moving parts? Like what, like especially with the art and then getting it in on time, and like there's so many components to that, right? So yes, I totally respect the guys who, do the art, even like even the guys I'm not particularly fond of art wise, But yeah. So I hope you guys are having a good week so far. I know it's only Monday, but I hope it's off to a good start. And if it isn't, I hope it gets better. I hope maybe to bring a little smile to your face and show you some arts, say some quips. I'm glad to have you here. If you're watching, please feel free to, comment. Of course, ask questions if you'd like about things. Suggest maybe a character you'd want to see, or if you want to order a custom, those lines are always open. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, original art on paper is not going to last forever. I really do sort of suggest investing in the original art from wherever you can, for real. Like comics is like, there's not very many places that require people to draw stuff, right? So that isn't already drawing well in terms of if somebody has that, it's theirs. It's not kind of just floating around. So if you can get original art, from a pro person with experience, obviously, and maybe a following, and credits, kudos, whatever. Someone who kind of does it for a living or is revered. To get art from a person like that is probably a pretty good bet that it's going to increase in value. And I'm not just saying, like, that isn't which I am the most cynical guy on earth. But I really do feel that is a thing that will increase in price sooner, because there just won't be any of it. Like I said, the tech bros and whatever else, rich groups of people you want to call them, they're gonna go, oh yes, that is the next big thing. Boom, it's all gone now. At least that's what I think. That's just an opinion. I really do think it though, but I just have that feeling. It just seems to go that way, and people don't know about it until it's too late. So I don't know. I'm just talking, just thinking about things, kind of, trying to predict the future. Of things. I always do that though. Like I do that with kind of everything, right? Like, being a comic book collector, you're kind of like, oh, I wonder if that comic went up in price, so you're always kind of in the know of that kind of thing, right? So yeah, I just have a premonition, so to speak. So yeah, as you see, I'm kind of just riffing on the inks, guys. I'm just kind of, going with the flow that I've already established, maybe adding things hither and yon, here and there. And yeah, I'm talking about the art. I'm talking about the art of what I'm doing, and how these Zombie Pinup Diva series drawings are sort of done. So yeah, I kind of do a lot of it freehand. I kind of know that I know what's there. I know what lies inside of that fabric, like the folds, you know what I mean? Like I know what kind of, and then you just go with it. So, yeah, you embellish that part. You kind of you don't need those like specific lines drawn for you at this point because you've done it so many times. And yes, you will get to that point, right? You will, like if you practice and if you, and depending on what level of, artist you want to be, you will pick up things you like other artists sort of designing lines or feather lines or how they describe the tricep or whatever with line, those types of things, right? You'll incorporate that. Like it'll come to you in some form, and you'll do your version of what that is, right? So yeah, that's a style or whatever. If you're searching for that, it sometimes takes a very long time to establish. Again, depending on what your line of work is, so to speak, with illustration, like, depending on where you are in the business. Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of got caught off guard there with a bit of, my mind will just kind of short circuit there because I'll need to concentrate for a split second, and then the train has left the tracks, man. See if there's anyone on the chats. Anyone on the chats? Okay. Good. Good enough. Alright. Yeah, so guys, I hope that you've been enjoying these live streams, man. I really enjoy doing them. It's kind of weird now when I don't do them, I'll find myself talking to myself. Not that I didn't do that before, but, it's more frequent. And like, last night I was almost going to turn the camera on and go, you know what, here, because I was really, really doing a ton of work on these. Like these here were done like last night from scratch, right? So I got a lot done. Like I really embellished a lot of stuff. I mean, I love that tree. That tree is dynamite, man. I love that. How that turned out. Yeah. And the way her stance, I love it. I love the way. You know what? That's the thing, right? It's life drawing, man. Like it's life drawing. So that's how I get the pose. And man, this pose was very hard to do, because man, like what foot is in front of which? How bent is that arm? Like you really have to get that. Like you really have to get that right. So. Yeah, it actually looks good, so it's a success. Yeah, it's a success. I like it. But yeah, I've got to finish it, of course. But I really love the way that turned out. And like I said, yeah, I did it all, like, that. This is what I kind of did last night. This and this. And some other inks. So, but yeah, I really like this one, too. This one really turned out great. Yeah, another tough pose because of the way the legs come together. Like she's kind of like bow-legged maybe or something. Unsure of her footing maybe. I don't know. Like maybe newly out of the ground. You know, and she can't kind of walk yet. But anyway, yeah, she's got like, or she can't walk perfectly yet. Plus, she's got these super high heeled shoes too. You know, which you know what, man, I really like the way I did those. I think those turned out great. Those are very, very hard to do at that angle, man. You know, so yeah, I think I got that. You know what? It's little things like that. You sort of you go, oh, you know, I pulled it off. I did it. You know, that sometimes is you know a thing. Even if you've done it a million times, it's like, yeah, I pulled that one off pretty well. You know, can kind of take pride in it. We also really have to, you know, critique your work too, from time to time. You know, there is that critique time. You know. Yeah, you have to kind of assess your work, and I did that recently. Actually, I did that recently. I kind of like, you know, get a bit closer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did a kind of a recent critique of my work and what had changed, and you know. Yeah, and sorry, I'm just kind of I'm just kind of going with the flow and creating foliage here. Yeah, so forgive me if I go astray there with the thoughts, but yeah, man, I'm just loving doing this. This is very good for the emotions too. Really helps with the calmness, you know. It de-stressifies. It's true. Man, I had a lot of stuff going on here today, so plus I made it chilly and oh boy, what a day. I just could not get everything in that I wanted to. It was impossible. But I put a good dent in it. Yes. Gotta do stuff. Gotta do stuff for your friends. Yeah. So yes, I am just doing the leaves here, kind of creating the vibe for the marker, grave marker, whatever. They're just stones. They're just decoration. They're they're composition tools. You know. Yeah. But yes, I like putting these little designs in, right? These little sort of swirls. I've always liked the, you know, I've always liked the swirl, man. Yeah, Uzumaki, man. Yeah, yeah, Uzumaki. Um, but no, I do. I love that kind of. You know, look at Cape Fear, man. Like I was doing that a long time ago with the Cape Fear mask from the Cape Fear comics. So, yeah, I've always loved that kind of swirling shape. You know, yeah. So I use it sometimes. I don't overdo it. I don't think I want to be known for that. You know, to the point where it's like, oh, that's the guy that does those swirly shapes. He's like a Tim Burton guy or something, you know. Yeah. what does Mignola do? He does those shapes too, I think. Yeah, I think he does that as well. The swirly shapes sometimes. Yeah, Mignola. Hellboy. Hellboy. Oh boy. So yeah, here we go. I'm just ripping on the inks, guys. And you know, this is the you know, also the working out part too, in a way, because I am still finding the texture of this, right? I'm still finding it with the inks, you know. So there's still some working out, like even at this stage. But yeah, you know, you want to create a good, strong, like, especially with these singular image type things, like these, like, you know, the kind of stuff I do is like this one shot, nice, you know, clear, great pose, zombie depictions of characters from all over pop culture, right? So, like, you want to do that, and you want to do that in a really simple, very cool way, and that's what I tried to do. I didn't try to, like, make it so overwhelming that, you know, you couldn't tell what kind of character it was, or, yeah, because that kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? You want to keep that character clarity, the characteristics, you know, visual characteristics and all those things, but, you know, make it a clearly zombie version of that, you know. So, like, doing that so many times in so many different ways, I've kind of developed a visual language for it. Like, whether or not that's, like, I mean, that's not exclusive to, you know, just the zombie art. Like, I mean, if I'm picking up something doing zombie art that I could use anywhere else in my art, I'm going to use it, right? So, yeah. All of that is just evolution of, you know, you and your work, right? And it all depends on how much you do. Like, it's how much you practice, you know. But drawing from life is always, like, the best way to do art as a beginner. If you're a beginner, draw from life. I mean, everyone does it if you're a beginner or not, but, like, you know, that's if you want a tip about, like, becoming an artist and how to become a better artist and things of that nature, drawing from life is always, you know, number one. So yeah, go out there, man, with a pencil and a pad and draw, like, with your hands, you know, do it. Then don't do it. No, but do it. If for nothing else, it will help you chill, man. It will help you chill, you know. And it doesn't matter what you draw. It doesn't matter what you draw. It doesn't matter how well you draw when you start. Like, you can't be objectively sitting there going like, "Oh, my art sucks," when you've just started. Like, you know. And then secondly, let someone like me be the judge of that. You know. One of my old friends had a very lawyer-ish type job, and you'd never think, just because of his you know, sense of humor and demeanor and all that he would have an artistic bone in his body. But I remember the boys making me a birthday card, rather, with everybody, like, drew, like, stuff in it. All my friends sort of drew stuff in it. And, like, his was especially, like, great. And I was like, "Hey, man, have you ever, like, thought about drawing more?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know." So, and I was like, "Wow," because I really like your actual style, you know. So yeah, man, like some people kind of have like just a visual acuity somehow, whether they even know it or not. That helps them sort of draw the things they maybe see, right? Like in their mind, or like think of rather in their mind. Well, see in your mind. But yeah. So anyway, you might unlock that if you have that kind of thing too. Like who knows, right? But yeah, I love drawing, and I love art so much, and I respect it so much that yeah, like being in a world where there's things like AI art. Wow, wow, yeah, awful. But you won't hear me saying that. But yeah, guys, if you want to order some original art, go to zombieportraits.com. Go to the contact us button, press it, and away you go. You'll be talking to me in mere moments. Am I that accessible? No. You'll be sending an email. You can send me an email. You can send me an email asking or telling me what you'd like, letting me know what you'd like, and I'll get back to you right away, and I'll let you know how much it's going to be, and yeah, away we go. That's it. And then when I'm done, you get and you know what too, here's the thing, I can also, this would be very cool I think, is to actually do live streams of people getting their custom art done, So yeah, I might do that too, I might offer that as a thing, Yeah, I think that'd be cool. But yes, if you want to order a custom, go to zombieportraits.com, contact us, and you'll be talking to me, and we can figure out the custom order that you'd like. That would be awesome. Or if you'd just like to get a one-of-a-kind zombie portrait, that's not too far away either if you're on zombieportraits.com. Just order the portrait and away you go. It'll tell you where to send the photo. And yeah, you check out and that's it. Very simple. And you're watching me drawing, doing some zombie pinup diva drawings. We're hopefully going to hit the 1100th zombie pinup diva this Halloween. So yeah, working towards that. I don't know what we're at exactly right now. I think we're at like 1066. Yeah, I only have about 35 left to do. Excuse me. But yeah, there's 5, I think, 4 or 5 here. So, hopefully I'll get those done. Yeah, sorry, 4. Yeah, 4 of them here. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys like watching me ink more? Do you like that kind of stuff? Or do you like watching me draw more? What would you like to see me kind of do? Or what kind of questions you have about art? Let me know. Chat lines are open now. Yeah, so if you want to jump on there and ask me some things about art or pop culture, conventions, artists, other artists, comic book artists. There. Yeah. just creating another. This was another what grave marker, I guess. Like I said, they're basically just props for the composition, but no, I mean they obviously have meaning to them. Other than that, they signify the fact that like she's in a graveyard, right, or something graveyard adjacent, an old overrun graveyard. That's basically the premise behind these. Yeah, and with the big and I like the contrasting trees, the dark trees in the background, so to sort of pop the image, right? So I use that kind of thing with like this one too, and then this one of course as well, right? Putting those darker trees in the background to pop the image out, So yeah. I mean this needs to be finished too. It's still pretty far from being finished, and like there's lots to do. There's lots to do, I'm doing this one with a bit of a thicker pen and a thicker holding line. It's a little poppier. These are a little more like densely detailed and like a lot of wacky texture lines and tree bark lines and implications in the wood. Those types. I love those types of lines. Like that kind of stuff there, I love that. That almost Mark Silvestri, type of inks. He's just wailing on that. Bristol man. Or maybe he uses a computer program now. I don't know. I'm sure like the last thing I think I saw him do was the Joker, Batman and the Joker, the dynamic duo or something like that, and he was awesome on that too. He's great. I feel that he has Mark Silvestri. I feel that he has a bit of a Frazetta-ish quality and style to a lot of his work. So yeah. A lot of compositions and things are very Frazetta-ish, and some of the movements, I think, too, Yeah, so just doing some inking on the trees here, making the front image pop a bit more, giving some depth and detail into the picture, It's like that, and I'm gonna blacken that right in. Always leaving a little trace of white. I always try to leave a little trace of sparkle in there, I guess. But this I'm doing a lot more blunt than I am, say, this type of style. Yeah, just to change it up a little bit, Like they're all zombie pinups drawn from the same hand, You can kind of tell. But some of them are different, done in different styles. And yeah, if you look at that's the nice thing about the Patreon page too. If you go to the Patreon page and type pinup into the search bar, you're going to see like 1,000 pinups probably, like 700 at least. I'm still updating with older ones. So yeah, and you're going to see an evolution in the art too, and in the styles, and even how I depicted the zombie pinups. Like that changed a lot too over time. So Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting to kind of see that, you know. Like as an artist, maybe even as a fan, I hope that kind of interests you too, seeing the evolution or the difference in things. Yeah, if you want to check out that Patreon, guys, check out that Patreon page. The link is in the description below. And yes, it is where all the zombie art that I do here goes. And you get to see it there. Oh, by the way, I'll be posting tomorrow's Zombie Daily Post. Here it is. You heard it here first, folks. Tomorrow's Zombie Daily Post is going to be the Stalker Beast from Amnesia: The Bunker video game. And yes, I'm posting that tomorrow on Zombie Daily, so check that out. Definitely give that a look. It's all been scanned and crispy, and it's very nice. So yeah, it looks great. It actually looks really good. I'm just gonna check my thing here. Okay. All right, and back. Okay, there. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to change it up a bit and do these Pokemon. I'm going to try to do a couple more before I go to Rouen-Noranda this weekend for the for Rouen-Con. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That sounds awesome. So people around Rouen-Noranda and area, if you want to come and check me out at Rouen-Con this weekend in Rouen-Noranda, I'll be there with a zombie handbook and the Cape Fear graphic novel and comic. Many prints, art prints for you to choose from. Thousands even. So yes, try to make it out to that. That is that's gonna that I hope to be a real fun time. And you know what? Again, like support local events too, right? That gives you things to do and fun things to do. Even if you don't want to do it, like just show up and you might have a great time, man. So yeah, it's helping people to do fun things for others too. So I'll be there. And then the weekend after that, we can't plan that far ahead. But the weekend after that is Gaia's Graveyard, which is a Witches and Weirdos event that I'm going to be at, again with the Cape Fear graphic novel and zombie handbook. So I'll be there as well. I hope you guys can see that. I'll be there as well. Gaia's Graveyard, I believe that is the 19th at the Crusoe Club in Sudbury, Ontario. So be sure to check that out. Come say hi. So I'm doing this Hoot Pokemon. And yeah, I'm trying to get enough ready for the Rouen-Con this weekend. So yeah. I'm doing additional pencils and before I put the gray wash on it. So as you can see, I'm kind of just. Hey, that's a really good angle, I think. Hey, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So that kind of thing. Yeah. And you know what? It's weird. I chose to do. I guess I inadvertently chose two birds. Because I got an owl and then I got this sort of crow guy, witch guy or something. Yeah. So that was unintentional. So yes, I love doing these Pokemon too. They're fun. What's not to love? Just adding some pencils to the layout of the drawing. Used to just eyeball the image off the computer screen onto a piece of paper, watercolor paper like this, and then, you know, I take it, I put it on the old drawing table here, and kind of add all the details and stuff. Add all the details in pencil first, you know, getting those requirements in, all the shading, you know, possibly that you're going to use. It will change. It will always change throughout the process, but what you're doing is laying down, you know, the foundation that you're going to work from, you know. When you put the, you know, when you put the colors in and inks and all that stuff. Oops. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. You know, and yeah, probably going to be an underside or weird lip to his feather arm. So yeah, just putting those things in, you know, you know, maybe he's screeching, right? So he's got a neck vein. Yeah, good. That's a great name for a metal band, Neck Vein. I called it. You heard it here first, man. Neck Vein. Oh, there's gotta be a band called Neck Vein already. There's no way I just came up with that. That's hilarious. Neck Vein. Hi everybody, we're Neck Vein. Yeah, man. There. What you think? There you go. Hoot hoot. As a zombie. Ack. He's a zombie. Yeah. There. Meh. Okay, there's some nice hooting. All right, now this one, I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna just really open this right up. Yeah, that you know what? That retains the shape and everything. But man, what a major indicator that it's a zombie, right? That he's a zombie now. So yes, I'm going to take that entire. I'm going to actually do this because I'm going to give it. You know, dimension. Yeah, Dementia 5 Spider-Man. Yeah, so some dimension in that. You know, I might even put like a drop of something. Yes, see what I mean? Yeah, like something like that. Okay? Right? Okay, so then, like this is obviously, you know, hat material or feather material or something that's in the shape of a hat. I think that's what I read. I might have read that. Oh, really, Rob? You read about a Pokemon? Yes, I did. I do actually. Yeah, I have to actually kind of do research when I do these because I have to find out the colors. because I'm literally colorblind, right? So I have to find out what colors they are in the various areas, and sometimes it's weird because it's hard. It's actually hard to find definitive answers, especially now with AI. Like AI actually gets most of that wrong, which is I don't know if I should be surprised or what, but excuse me. I always go to the Wikipedia or Pokemonpedia or whatever the hell it's called. What is it called? Bulbapedia or something? Bulbapedia or I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a wiki Pokemon page, right? So, and they have descriptions of all the characters from all the different generations, right? And all of their metamorphoses and names and everything. So it's awesome. So I usually end up just by default reading the first paragraph. So that's as far as I might know about a Pokemon, in order to get its color, like in order to get the color right, So yeah, that's my Pokemon knowledge for the most part. But yeah, as you can see, these pieces of paper are a little smaller. I will do smaller ones if the Pokemon itself kind of like fits, in order to not use as much paper. Seriously. So it's true. These cuts are kind of designed to lean towards doing that more. If it fits in that, do it. So instead of using paper where there's more dead space, so yeah, I think of those things. Yeah. So that brings me to the the portion in the program where I introduce my Patreon page to you and tell you how awesome it is. And you check it out. And if you have the ways and means, please help support it. Please help support the page. I'm going to be reaching my 4,000th Zombie Daily post very, very soon. And if you think $2 a month is good for 4,000 images to check out and enjoy and help support, all of the proceeds go to art supplies for to make more art for that page. So yes, it's a wonderful, brilliant circle of life and art. You'll be supporting the arts. Your help. I really can't even begin to tell you how much that means to me, guys. It really says a lot. And yes, if you can, like I said, if you have the ways and means, man, that'd be awesome. And that kind of goes to, also doing these live streams as well. It kind of, it's all one thing. I post the live streams, of course, on the Patreon as well, or at least set up a link to it as a post. So yeah. So there, I think that is good. I think we've achieved. Yeah, this is going to be mostly black. But I know that. It's not. Of course, it's not going to be pure black. It's going to have some gristle in it. It's going to have some flakes, lousy flakes. Yeah, it's going to have some flakes. But you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm going to actually put the initial gray wash on there to establish the mood, and give some depth to the character. This is a sort of neutral, gravelly gray. Doesn't really matter much because this character is, ridiculously dark. Like, I had to look it up to see if it was black or blue or purple. Like, it looked to me like a really, really super dark navy. But again, one of the accounts said purple, and I was like, no. I think it can be purple, but yeah, not in the way I saw it anyway. But again, I am colorblind, so yeah, it looked like the super dark navy blue to me, is what I thought. And I might actually, put more white back into that bill in terms of highlights. But I do start with the base gray first. There's not a lot of times that I won't use a base gray on the whole thing, right? Like, unless there's fire or like a laser beam or electricity or something. Like, I'm gonna first put the gray wash down to add to the zombification factor. Like, it's dirty, it's drab, it's worn, it's torn, it's old, it's been like up from the soil, like sooty, like just generally filthy, and grayed out, right? So yes, adding that base gray to me is kind of a thing that I do for zombie art, not for all of my art, but for the zombie art. Yeah, it's a staple. It's a staple. It's kind of just part of my process now. So yes, and yeah, I don't even know what color I think the bill was yellow. Yellow beak and feet. Yes, yellow beak and feet. Yeah, yellow beak and feet. Yeah, but again, like I said, I'm gonna put the yellow on top. It'll still have that gray wash, and there might be some other constituents in there after too. I might be putting in browns again, and I'm actually gonna make it darker. Yeah, I'm actually gonna make it darker. Because when that yellow hits, it's really gonna, it's really gonna pop. So I don't want it to draw focus from everything else. Yeah. Yes. So there we go with that. Yeah, I'll do the rest of the eye there. Okay. Then we got the hoot. I love how it's just one claw, man. That is nutty. Man, these are kaiju, man. Like, I could easily create a kaiju monster out of this design. Like, that is terrifying. That's almost like the Baba Yaga's hut, man. Like, it's on one chicken foot. Yeah, it's like on one... This thing is on one foot. It's got 4 claws at the bottom of a weird... 4-clawed foot. Yeah, bizarre. Love it, though. I love it. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, so when I read the description of this too, it's like it's got gears and clock hands for like the eye feathers, and I'm like, what? Like, why? Why did it need to evolve that way? Maybe there's a reason. I don't know. I don't do the Pokemon games or whatever, or know the lore that well, other than what I read online, the descriptions. So yeah, no, that's why I love doing them. They're kaiju, man. They're little kaiju. And this could easily be turned into a Godzilla verse ish, or just never mind Godzilla verse, but just like a Godzilla type foe, you know? Yeah. I love weird foes. I love those weird foes, like those Ultraman foes and what's his name? Gamera. Gamera's weird foes, man. yeah, those guys are nuts, man. Like some of those are just they're like cartoon characters, but made into rubber monsters, making it even worse somehow. Like, you know, yeah, they're so bad. I don't know how they got over, man. They're so juvenile. Like, at least Godzilla kind of started with... I don't know, maybe Gamera did start with, like, a more serious tone, but I never... I thought I had all the Gamera flicks, man, or saw them. I don't remember him having any other kind of tone. He was always kind of a defender of Earth, and there was, like, sort of kids... Like, kids always praising him or something, or singing songs or whatever for him, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I never knew him to have like a more serious angle other than, you know, more recently, right? And yeah, like those new Gamera movies are awesome. Like, holy crap. Yeah, those are wicked. I love those. I mean, you know, you gotta love the stuff, those other ones too. They're so corny, man. But anyway, getting back to the Zombie Pinup Diva, you know what? I'm actually going to work on this one because perhaps I will finish this one and this one tonight because those are pretty close to being done. Then what will I do? Do more. I'll just do more. Okay. So I think sometimes there might be a couple of glitches with the feed, guys. So I'm just, if there is, I'm sorry about that. My apologies. If there's like buffering involved, or like I'm all digital and moving around. So yes, I hope that rectifies itself. Oh, that's good. Okay. So I think we've got a number 0.3 Stadler pigment liner. Stadler pigment liner, and I am inking in the foliage from the graveyard, where this Zombie Pinup Diva is kind of posing or beckoning. She's beckoning. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to doing a deck of cards with these Pinup Divas, man. If you guys want to see a deck of cards with these Pinup Divas, yeah, comment below. Let me know if you want to see that. If you would purchase such an item, Zombie Pinup Diva playing card deck, or actual trading cards. Because I'm actually really down with that. I think I kind of like trading cards, man. I've always kind of liked them. Like the ones with all the stats and stuff at the back. I like that. To me is kind of cool. If it's just a picture or whatever, I don't know. Like, has to have some like a bit of substance, you know. For me anyway. But yeah, man. If you want to see me do trading cards with more, because I actually have a deck. If you see me in cons, ask me about my cards. If you want to buy actual like original sketch cards, and actual like little sets of cards. I think there's like 20. Is it 20 per pack? I think something like that. 20 cards per pack, and some of them have an original sketch card in them too. So those are like $20 for those, and an original sketch card is $20. So with the card deck, you get the card deck, you get the cards with the original sketch, which is awesome. So yeah, so ask me about those if you see me at a con and you are interested. And yes, I'm just doing some inks here, kind of ad-libbing and riffing around with a bunch of different pen types, but the one I'm using right now is a Staedtler pigment liner 0.3. You can see that. That's what I'm using. A lot of artists use these. A lot of artists you see on different social media sort of like have their drawing and then they have their pen next to it or whatever, and that's great because then other artists can go like, oh wow, you know what, I like the line, I like that line, I'd like to try that, so they pick it up. So yeah, that's cool. I should, and I mean that's kind of why I tell people about the materials I use, because I really like them, and I will sort of tell people how good they are, just so it helps them. They might want to try that, right? They might want to try the product. I'm not trying to really sell it, but that's kind of what it does, right? So if you have a good product, I'm using it, man. I'm using it. Somebody, I think I mentioned this before, somebody said that these grave markers were phallic. And I'm like, yeah, I guess they kind of could be, construed that way, misconstrued that way, but this is, that's a salt shaker, man. I just kind of warped it there a little bit. That's like probably a perfume bottle back there. Where does inspiration come from? Yeah, and then this probably same. It even looks like a half full perfume bottle right now because of the way the inks are not finished. But yeah, and then another I don't know, broken chess piece, or yeah, I guess you see what you want, right? But yeah, I guess they do. I will admit that they do look like that. But that is unintentional, or is it? Yeah, I kind of like to put little things in the art too. And you know what? Here's this. Here I go again. Old man yells at cloud. Doing those things, like putting in little messages in your art, like things that someone wouldn't even see if they didn't look. That's something that AI wouldn't do. Even there is no reason for it to do that, even in programming or anything. That doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. Why put that in there? That's something that's such a spontaneous decision to do as you're inking that can't be replicated. That decision at that point to make whatever you're drawing look more like something else, as a sort of as a wink, that's a thing that AI could never accomplish. That takes too much human thought and experience and components that are learned only by the individual and no one else, that AI could never replicate that kind of thing. you know. So man, like there's so many things where I think like, you know, people are like, oh yeah, it's going to take over like all the art jobs and everything. It's like, yeah, you know what? Sure, if people settle for just nothing, they don't care. It's like, you know, hey man, I got you this gift, and it's like an AI zombie portrait. Like the person's face would be like, hey, this is awesome, you know, like, yeah, thanks for the printout, man. Yeah, man. But that person really wanted a real zombie portrait. But it's true. There's so many like differences in you know, the individual that yeah, AI could never accomplish that. You know, it will always be derivative. You know. And yeah, there's different levels of you know, derivative, right? Like broadly and very, you know, more hidden things, but you know, for the most part, everyone has their own unique style. Like every professional artist has their own unique style, right? They might have to use it, you know, for in a certain way, like, you know, if they're doing, say, comics or something, but they might use it in a different way if they were doing, say, an album cover or something. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's sort of degrees of, you know, even within a person's, even within an artist's sort of style, right? There's other areas in there that you can call upon for different jobs, different feelings, different intentions, different messages. There! Creating some nice little interesting things, kind of ad-libbing them now. I'm just going to add some. Confident that they're going to look okay, you know. So kind of just, yeah, I like that. I like those little sort of areas of interest. Tales of interest. Yeah. Yeah. And you see how the kind of flow goes with this too, like, you know, the composition again is very centralized and again triangular, right? Got the triangular composition there. Yeah. Boop. And these are the opposite. Like these trees are basically the opposite, and that pulls focus here on the character. So again, you know what, guys? When I like, you know, these things are sort of like, you know, like hidden within the composition, and it makes it look seamless, right? Like you don't notice it, and that's why it works, right? But that composition is like very, very strong, right? It's very solid. You've got the competing V shapes here and here. See, bottom V, and then these come in thusly, and you got the opposite, and they crack up about there. Like that's where they, you know, that's where they are drawing your attention, right? So yeah, and then adding this little flourish of a stabilizing stabilizing vine, you know, to add that sort of, you know, solidifies it even more. You know, I'm going to darken the this area here, and that will actually base it even stronger. You know, so yeah. So those things are kinds of things I think about, or are you know, part of the working out. Like you work it out, and then you refine it as you go. You'll be like, oh, okay, well that's off. That looks off to me. I'm noticing something more over here. So you're trying to, like, you want to pull focus back to to where you want it, right? So there's different ways, obviously, to do that. And again, like, knowing those things is really, man, like, that it builds confidence, right? And whether you learn it on your own or from YouTube or whatever, like other professionals doing art that you kind of want to do. Yeah, there's different ways, right? There's different ways to accomplish the kind of same thing. So you'll find kind of your own, Yeah. So I'm gonna get a little closer. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Yeah. Yeah, just sort of, again, riffing on the state of the rock here, the marker, creating texture lines and darkness because of shadow, again, strengthening the composition, stabilizing it, adding a couple of little flourishes of white in there, and yeah, adding and I like to, I like to keep little white pieces of chalk floating around inside the structure, if it's rock or just about anything. I don't know why, but I always stay away from, like, doing things completely black. I always like the little bits of substance in there, and I think that is an Ernie Chua, Mike Mignola kind of thing that they do. They would never almost leave, like Mignola does, but he would leave kind of like little shards or things that look like almost divots and stuff too, right? In a surface which is otherwise like black, But Ernie Chua would do that, like almost scribble inside the black areas, and it would always give it more texture. It always give it more texture. I love that. And I think that's where I kind of picked that up too. So, am I AI? You imagine, baby? Yeah. No, the thing is, the difference is the human aspect. I like the human touch. But it's true. You cannot replicate that at all. Like, it's impossible. There's, like I said, I'm maybe basing some of my inking thing like on Ernie Chua, but there's a bunch of other influences other than artists at work in me determining the look of things in my art, right? And those things are known only to me, and some of those things aren't even known to me. They just come up. And they're drawn without me even knowing. And you've actually seen that, where I do little scribbles and stuff, and I'm going to add a thorn there now, and where did that come from? Oh, I just thought it should be there. You know what I mean? Like, those decisions are so human and so imperfect. You can't replicate that. You can't replicate those things, like all those instincts and the roughness and the soul that goes into it. I don't want to get into like soul stuff, but honestly, the effort and experience that it takes to create art, is immense, and it cannot be replaced by a program. It just can't. So yes, it might make like pretty images. Ever cute. Oh. It might make pretty images and stuff, but in terms of its value as anything nearing art is not just blasphemous, it's just wrong on every level. Like, yeah. It literally goes against the fundamental purpose of the thing. The thing that you're doing, like the thing that you're like drawing, or you're trying to like create, you know, there's zero creation there. I don't care. Fight me. I don't care. Nah, it's just like that, man. That's how I feel about it. You know, when you're an artist, you kind of, you know, you know what I mean, and you know what? You don't have to be an artist to know what I mean. It's kind of you kind of know what's right and wrong, right? And you know that's obviously wrong. Like that's just awful, right? Just by looking at it and just by the very existence of it. But I do get how things that are shitty end up being part of our lives in a big way. Yeah, no, it's true. It's damn true. And it just becomes a way of life. And that's why I kind of want to preserve the whole art thing, man. This belongs in a museum. It's true, though. It's true, you know. And you know, it might seem premature for me to be saying like, listen, guys, buy original art in all of its forms, like from professionals that are sought after and wanted and known and things like that, because that's not going to last. And you know, don't wait until the rich people take that stuff. You know, you get it while it's very affordable now, before that becomes like a complete like ultra collectible, or like just a commodity that can be, you know, easily liquidated, right? Yeah, for anyone, you know, wanting to buy art, I would do that post haste, man. Yeah, because it's not going to be around for much longer. It just right now it seems like there's so much of it, you know. Yeah, that's not gonna last. And you know what? It's good. It's like that's a sooner than later scenario in my like that's my thoughts on it. Like that's gonna happen sooner than later, you know, where people won't be able to like afford any kind of original art anymore, you know, because all the rich people will have it. Yeah. It's coming, man. It's coming, man. I really do believe that, you know. Like I really honestly do. And like I said, I am the most cynical guy ever in the world. Like you know, things like that, like having, you know, artists maybe be rich off their art while they're still alive, you know, makes me want to root for them. Sure, absolutely. Being an artist myself, yeah, that's great. That'd be a golden age for me as well. But yeah, it has nothing to do with that. I honestly do believe that, you know, original art like by professionals will not be available for very much longer. You know, in terms of being able to buy it, it'll be super expensive to buy. Then it'll be like, you know, rich collectors will have picked it all up though. You know, and don't go like, oh, what are they going to do with all that art? Put it in vaults. Put it in sea cans. You know, on a large swath of land. Who cares? They'll just own it. It'll just be part of their billions. They don't care about the art. They just want to obtain it and own it. You know? Yeah. No, it's true though. I mean, isn't that how everything is? Like that's kind of like how everything is, right? So it's not like I'm saying crazy conspiracy things. That's already a thing. But yeah, I do believe, original art will be very sought after soon, and that's because of the AI, the whole AI thing, Because yes, I know it's inevitable, but I think for people who actually care about, I'll be honored. Yeah, so here I'm just filling up some space with some wacky designs, and that's kind of what I'm doing, though, for real. I'm filling up some negative space with some nice, rich, sumptuous detail, and making it work, man, making it work. Adding the vines and leaves and other foliage in there. Love doing those little vines and stuff. So they kind of cover up these ancient grave markers, or these old grave markers, and yeah, there we go. Yeah, I kind of like this inking style to indicate the rock. It kind of reminds me of Frank Quitely. Quite rightly, Frank Quitely, another British, I believe, comic book artist. And you know what? Here's the thing that's always been on my mind too. Wow, the Brits, man, the Brits. Where did they become such? How did they become such great artists, man? Like they are like Brian Ball. Like so many of my favorite artists are British. Like so many of my favorite artists are everything, but so many of my favorite artists are British. It's kind of weird. I don't know why. I don't know why I find that weird, but yeah, man. They are like very, very precise and detailed and technical, and like everything is incredibly well drawn. Like everything, Like you got Alan Davis and like I know Bisley. I don't think Bisley's British, but I think he's Irish or Scottish or something. Like even that whole like region or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Like artists from there. I've always really, really loved them for some reason, man. Like their work, for some reason, their work is amazing. They're not hard to fall in love with. But yes. Again, adding some inks, filling up the spaces, and then looking at assessing what you've done. What have I done? Assessing what you've done, and then going in and fixing and adding and sort of putting more either dark areas in or light areas in as contrast, more detail to cover things up, or to show things off more. Yeah, so, some light and dark areas are going to be sort of like, embellished, right? Like they're going to be either made lighter or darker to pull more focus on the main character. Like what I'm doing here. Like that was white. I don't want it white. I want it gray. So I'm going to lay down a really tight flurry of hatch lines there, and then maybe even do cross hatching if I think I want her leg to pop more, because her leg is mostly white just got these little flourishes here, these little lines. But that, sort of vase thing, grave marker that she's leaning on is kind of behind that leg. Now, do I want to really darken it? No, because it's not really that far behind her leg. But some of the foliage might get a little bit of fallout there. Get some darkness on them. Yeah, like back in there, because those are behind. If you can see what I'm talking about. These guys are behind the grave marker. So yeah, and I'm gonna even do that to the fabric that's ripped. So that piece of fabric that is ripped is more in front of her chest. So I'm kind of adding a shadow to it because she's got a very large chest that sticks out. So there's going to be a shadow there, So yes, silicone does not rot. Silicone doesn't decompose, man. So yeah, I think somebody said that to me when looking at the zombie pinups in a book, I think once. Yeah, because I had a zombie pinup book. Like, I had a book of pinups, and I thought, man, I really thought that was an awesome idea because, they're great for, just flipping through and looking at all the detail and stuff like that. They're those kinds of pieces, man. Like, that's what they're for. Like, they're sort of nice one-shot art pieces that are, that have a pinup, a pretty zombie pinup, and some background, or just a really detailed inked, lush, pinup drawing, and nothing else, like no background. But I often put backgrounds in, I think, or something. I put something in the background, like either a shape, an amorphous sort of shape, or like a dark shape or something, or yeah, just to give it a little bit of context. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm just adding inks hither and yon, describing the foliage. Yeah, going over all the artists that I would love, that I loved as comic book artists. It was just this weekend was John Byrne. John Byrne, the comic artist. It was his 75th birthday, and man, I love John Byrne. I really, when he was working on 2 books at the same time. That's very rare. I think the only person that is doing that is Dan Mora right now, which I can't believe he's doing that on his own. He's got to have a studio or something. I don't know, man. That's insanity. And his work is tight. Like, his work is great too. So, but yeah, John Byrne was doing 2 books at a time. He was doing Fantastic Four. He was writing, drawing, I think inking at some point, like Fantastic Four and Alpha Flight, and I think doing like the word balloons and everything, like all of that stuff, like 2 books a month, and those were my favorite books. Like, I couldn't wait to read Fantastic Four and Alpha Flight, man. Yeah, those were like the ones I couldn't wait for every month. So, yeah. So anyway, it was John Byrne's birthday. Happy birthday, John Byrne. Happy belated. Yeah, one of my faves. Him and George Perez around that time, 80s, 90s. Man, doing tons of stuff. Yeah. And again, those guys kind of influenced inkers and comic book artists for years to come. And were influenced by other people too. It's kind of hard to find George Perez. His influences were harder to spot, but for me, I knew that John Byrne was influenced heavily by Neil Adams, and not in an overt way, but a subtle way, I thought. But he definitely had that kind of dynamic in his work, and sort of cross-hatching style and things of that nature. So yeah, and I think he even said that he called himself the poor man's Neil Adams, and I remember reading that going, really, man? Like, no, you're no poor man's anything. Yeah, his output and acumen for the comic book business, especially like the Kirby, like he had so much Kirby influence, but like in like storytelling and panel dynamics and things like that. Not necessarily in writing, although the story types were kind of close. But Burns' writing was much more involved, and for obviously for the time, right? But man, it was great stuff. Yeah. Even when he introduced, and I think he was doing She-Hulk too, around or at that time. He might have been doing 3 books, I don't know. But, or that was after maybe, I can't remember. But, yeah, even when he introduced She-Hulk into the Fantastic Four, it was awesome too. I loved those stories too, man. So yeah, I kind of put a bit of a serious texture to She-Hulk. And that's great. I would love to see that for like Deadpool or something, for him to be like kind of serious, or a serious version of him. Not forever, but just a version where he's kind of like, the ultimate badass or something. I think that would be kind of cool. So we're just inking a new zombie pinup diva from the series. Massive series. We got it going on. 1,100 zombie pinup diva drawings, just like this, this Halloween. So that's going to be the new milestone. 1,100 zombie pinup diva drawings by Halloween. And that will be posted on my Patreon, just like everything else. All the stuff that I do here goes on to my Patreon. And it is my Rob Cicetto Zombie Daily Patreon. The link is in the description below. So please do check that out. Going to be hitting 4,000 posts soon. Yeah. If you want to check those out, pack a lunch. Stay hydrated. It's going to be a long, and you won't stop, man. You won't stop scrolling, man. Yeah. Yeah, everything from Zombie Godzilla to Zombie Care Bears to, like, you name it, is there. Yeah, and all of my regular art there too. Actually, my non-zombie art. If you want to see my non-zombie art, if you want to see my regular art that I do, just type the word bonus into the search bar at the top, and yeah, you'll see a bunch of stuff. Like, you'll see a bunch of videos too. Like, there'll be videos too, but all the art, the alternative or non-zombie art that I do, rather, is posted there as bonus posts. So if you want to check those out, yeah, please do. If the zombie stuff isn't for you, and I get it, if it's not for you, that's no problem. If you're not like a horror fan or a zombie fan, I get it. It's not for everybody on earth. But I do love them, and I love drawing them, and I've done more zombie art than anyone on planet Earth, guys. Isn't that crazy? Yes, that is nuts. But kind of makes sense. No next year will be my 20th Zombie Portraits 20th anniversary. Been around for 20 years, guys. Ain't that crazy? Yes, 20 years, man. Doing this for 20 years. Bringing more zombie art into the world. You know, for 20 years. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Mom says it's cool. There's some Zombie Pinup Diva art for y'all. For uses guys. I hope you've been enjoying the live stream so far, guys. I am going to post the Stalker Beast from the game Amnesia, the Bunker, Amnesia the Bunker, tomorrow on Zombie Daily on the Patreon. So check that out. I just finished that. Drawing, I think, in the last live stream. I think that was finished in the last live stream. So yeah, check that out. And then shortly after, I think this week, I will be posting that new Labubu. Do the Labubu. It was cracking a smile. Do the Labubu. Zombie Labubu. Yes, so check that out this week on Zombie Daily on the Patreon. The link is in the description below. Yeah, that's where all the art that I do here goes. And there we go. How about that? Maybe I'll... should I put a pupil in? No, I'm just going to darken, yeah. There. So there. I'm going to actually do this. There. Okay. All right, there. Yeah. So we got some nice textured stone and a lot of nice foliage in there, drawn inside there. You know, and this part recedes quite nicely behind her leg. I might even, you know what? Here, I might even darken it, but not with this. Not with this. With the number 1. Yes. So I'm going to darken this area here because it very, very much recedes, and that will help to pop, the foliage and substrate down here. Adding some little dark nuggets, in there to explain that area, how deep that area goes and is. Yeah. So I think that's good. I think that is actually pretty darn finished. And again, I really like the both feet. Feet are very hard to draw, especially in that. But this foot here is extremely skeletal, bony, more emaciated. So maybe insects got at it, maggots, whatever, but I try not to make that much part of the Zombie Pinup Divas. That to me is kind of something else. I wanted the Zombie Pinup Divas to sort of have a certain degree of enticement to them. I don't want people to be repulsed. The whole thing is finding that that beauty in that in that death, right? So that's that kind of it's not a message. It's just kind of the behind the purpose, of the pinup. Yeah, traditionally pinups were that was the thing, right? To look alluring or whatever. So yeah, no different here with these, right? They're just zombies. That's the only difference. Yes. But yeah, now I'm doing some wood areas here. I'm making some vines, and they're kind of crisscrossing, and some of them have thorns. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of doing designy sort of ink lines to describe that wood or those vines, you know, that texture. I'm using a less realistic or neutral, and I'm kind of going a little bit like Alex Nino, you know. Who is I keep forgetting the gentleman who really did the crazy, like almost Steranko-ish art, and I think he was like Argentinian or something, because I remember reading about DC having like an influx, I think, of artists from different no, not different countries, one country, but I can't remember which. But anyway, yeah. And then there was some really amazing artists, man. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like they had Ernie Chua first. And then he kind of did, because yeah, he was doing inks on Justice League of America back then. Yeah, man, I think of these things. So yes, I'm using a kind of more designy approach to this one. I think I almost have the thought that it's like a kind of tattoo. So there's a kind of symmetry to it, and a kind of designy symmetry. You know, like I'm gonna put little weird sort of designy thorn things, sort of, you know, around. Yeah. Like, and I'll probably, darken that. But yeah, I kind of want that. I'm kind of doing that sort of thing with this one, you know. But I'm going to get on those Pokemon. Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like the bill. I'm actually going to do the bill next, in fact. Yes. That bill. I gotta get a little bit of white. A little bit of white with a little bit of gray with that yellow and white. And that's what the bill will be. And again, this one is a bit smaller, but you know what? It's going to get, I think it's going to get enough detail that it won't be hurting for that. It won't be pining for more detail. I'm going to put lots of little flourishes in the, within the sort of blackness of his fur, or feathers rather. Yeah. But I'm going to put that in after the bill gets, the bill and the feet. Because the blue and black and gray probably will supersede the yellow if I go over the lines. So there we go. There's one of the colors. And thankfully this one is only, I think, 2 colors. I think it's only the black. Or blue, rather. I'm going to do blue, but I'm going to add like some purple and black and things in there as well. You know. Sorry guys, we've got to do something with the lighting. I look like a ghoul, man. Yeah. I got to fix that. My goodness. Like, I know you're not watching. I know you're not watching this for my good looks. I get it, man. I'm an artist. I know what I look like. But yeah, the lighting is not helping, man. I'm so washed out. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, as if I'm even thinking about that. Wait, it's the bottom part that's beige, right? Oh yes, lower body beige. Pink feet. Okay. Okay, lower body beige. Ding ding. And you know what? They say the beak is pink. I'm gonna put beige on it right now, and then after I will add more pink to it. But for the time being, it'll be beige-ish. Yeah, these are. You know what? I'm not going to ink these today. I'm gonna ink these. I'm gonna do more, and I'm gonna ink them at Rouen Con this weekend. So yeah, if you're in Rouen, Noranda, or the area, stop in and say hi, man. I'm sure you're watching right now. But yeah, if you guys want to catch me, I'll be in Rouen, Noranda at Rouen Con. Oh, Ryan Van Ruyen. Hey, how's it going, man? Shout out to Ryan. Is it right? It is. Or Rianne? Oh man, don't tell me I'm butchering a name that easy. Anyway, if I got your name wrong, I am very sorry. Great work, love it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you're checking it out. Yeah, I'm going to be checking the chat sporadically. So if I don't get to you right away, I will eventually. So if you wanna continue to watch, and I'll respond to you. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can tonight. And I'm really at my wit's end after today, but after all the stuff that happened today. So, but I'm gonna try to stick it out till the very end. I'm gonna try to get another zombie pinup diva done, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of beige to the, just as a little color differential. It's in the same area as the yellow, you know, but I'm gonna let those guys dry and get back to, and this guys is the reason why I do many pieces of art at once. Like when one is, potentially drying, I can work on others, or maybe I don't feel like inking as much and I feel like being more creative, and I draw or create or pencil, do tighter pencils on drawings that I've just done. But yeah, I like to keep a lot of things on the go, so it's never boring. It's always interesting, and I never get like artist block or anything like that. Plus, I'm going to be doing comic book pages for you guys coming this week on the live stream. I'm going to be working on Cape Fear 2, so I'm going to be penciling pages and explaining comic book pages to you guys, just for fun. Just talking about the comic book pages I'm drawing, and why they look like that. Why did I choose that composition, or whatever. Those things we could talk about, and I'll show you the art, and I'll be doing the art in front of you, in front of your eyes. And that will be Cape Fear 2. That will be the second Cape Fear graphic novel. It will be 150 pages, maybe plus. I don't know. I think it's going to be around there. I think I plotted it for that. But yes, I'm really excited to be doing it. It's taking a long time, I know, but it is happening. And I'll actually show you guys how it's happening in one of the live streams coming up this week. So yeah, feel free to check that out if you're into comics. If you're into comics and stuff. So yes. if you're into creating comics, if you're into reading comics, if you're into the art of comics, yeah, definitely that live stream is going to be for you. Good. Very good. All right. So again, just inking some and using some different ink techniques on some of the stones here. Using a kind of a scribbled, but with a chisel, a scribble with a chisel, to create some rocky texture in there. Yeah. And darken it out, create more contrast, of course. And put some vines in there to connect. And you can always darken them in later if you don't like them, because all this area is going to be dark. That's where the shadow is, but you can still see the foliage. Yeah. That's how that works in this universe I've created for this drawing. I hope you guys are digging the live streams, man. If you're into, traditional art, zombies, pop culture, any of those things apply to the live streams I do. I'm going to be doing a convention review likely next Monday on the regular channel where the videos are, and that will be of the convention I come back from on Saturday as well in Rouen-Noranda. So I'm likely going to do a review of that. So that'll be on the videos portion of this channel. If you want to check that out. Yeah, I do cons. I do a lot of cons right around Ontario, and so I do reviews of them too. I think it helps people to sort of, if they're vendors or artists or fans, to kind of know, about cons put on by organizers, right? So I do little, when I come back from them, I do a little, critique, I guess. Not a critique, more of a review. And if there's things to critique, I might say stuff, yeah. But I try to keep it light. I don't shit talk anybody at all. I will. My philosophy is observe and report. So I will tell you my experience. My experience pretty much only if I'm talking to someone and they're talking to me about something, I will tell you what they said. I won't give it any definite endorsement, but I will say, so and so said this. I don't know, because if I'm not sure of the source or I'm not sure if something happened, I'm not gonna, say did, right? To spur a narrative or anything. Right, so my reviews are pretty honest. They're pretty straightforward. Again, they're just a review, and I might say something like, it would be awesome if they did this, or it shouldn't have been a 2-day con, blah blah blah. So yeah, I've been doing that for a while. I like to try different things, see if people, enjoy them. And yeah, a lot of people would be actually anxious in some cases to see the reviews of the cons, because, a lot of the ones I go to, I know people at, and they would kind of see what I said about it, Yeah. Anyways, just drawing, guys. Just drawing, just inking and you know what, I'm putting all sorts of nice little texture lines inside the so-called negative spaces. Yeah, I might actually have the lines touch her holding line instead of having that sort of glow around her. I think that might be more effective. So I'm actually going to put more detail around her. I think that she's dark or light enough in contrast to pop. So I'm actually adding more. I had a bit of a looked like there's a bit of a force field around her before, or a ghostly glow, but I'm actually going to put the foliage and stuff like right up against her and darken it a bit to make her pop more. Yeah. And again, like that just happened, and that is working it out even in the inking stage. You know, I didn't kind of know I was going to do that until I got to the inking stage. You know, but again, that's me. That's me. Like, you might want to have planned for that more. You know, if you were drawing it. But for me, it's one of those things too where I would use my instinct, you know, and know that I could get out of it if I did the wrong thing, or add something to it to change it, or whatever. So that comes with a bit of confidence in drawing, right? So, you know, sometimes you won't have to put all of the pencils in because you'll have done a drawing like that so many times that you know the territory, you know, so you don't need all the information. You can do it with your inks, you know. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this right now, you know. Yeah, as you can all see. That's so awesome. You know what? So many years, like, people have asked me to do these, like, and for real too. Like, I'm not just saying that. So I hope I remember all the people who asked me to do these, because yeah, it's been years, and I really wanted to do like these kinds of art things sooner. But it's just the way it happened, and you know, I would really like to get as many eyes on it as I can, because yeah, a lot of people have asked me over the years to if I could do this, you know. So guys, if you could, it would be awesome if you subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. Cost you nothing, you know, and it would just help me immeasurably. I would really appreciate it if you could. Yeah, man, and you know what? It actually, aside from the whole algorithm thing and whatever, which it does help, and that's why I ask, it really means a lot to me for you to even do that, you know. So I really do appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. And you know, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch the videos. You don't have to watch all the videos. You can watch the videos that you want to watch. You know, have me on mute and just watch me draw stuff so you fall asleep, or listen to my voice till you fall asleep. Whatever, man. It's all good. You know, but if you want to hit that subscribe, please do. Like I said, it would really help me. My goal is to just, you know, have more eyes on my work, man. Like, to reach more people, and you can really help me do that by just subscribing, you know, to the channel. And I will see that, and I will immediately be happy. that you can be sure of. Yeah. Yeah, it does not take much to motivate me, and you know, guys, if you could help, you know, in that way, just by subscribing and liking the video, or like giving it a thumbs up, or even commenting, you know, that would be fantastic. Engagement is wonderful, man, and you know, as I said, I've always wanted to have my art reach more people. That's my kind of goal. So in you subscribing to the channel and liking the video or watching the video, it actually really does a huge difference. So, yeah, and you know what? I get it, man. I'm not a good-looking guy or anything like that. I'm not going to hold your attention with my looks or anything, but I hope my art does. I hope my banter kind of ask me any question if you want help in conventions or art, or if you have questions about like how to create art, publish, all kinds of things. I'm down for that, man. I live to give. I live to help. If you guys want to order a custom drawing, go to zombieportraits.com, contact us. There's a contact us button. You can't miss it. And before you know it, you'll be talking to me directly. And we can talk about what you'd like. And you get a custom, fantastic custom drawing of your very own, mailed to your door, your mailbox, what have you. Mail door. The Moors of Maildor. Yeah. So go to Zombie Portraits, order a custom, get a zombie portrait, what have you. I would love to do your zombie portrait next. So, looks like we're almost done. This Zombie Pinup Diva as well. Wowee. I'm going to add more. No, that's no good. That's no good. I'm going to add some more thickness to these, darkness and thickness to these vines. Yeah. And you see how I'm kind of just doing this like as I go. Like the lines are kind of there, so I can feel what the structure is. I know what the structure is, so I'm kind of going with what's already established, but ad-libbing at the same time, going kind of spontaneous, and putting in a bunch of nice sort of lines that describe the surface of the vine. And again, here we are, like, it's not taking that long, right? It's not taking too long to create, two new zombie pinup divas. Yeah, but like, I mean, I did start them yesterday, but yeah, like, there's a lot of inking that's involved, and I think that we, got quite a bit done. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, we got 2 finished. That's awesome. Yeah. So there, I'm putting actually some more details in here and all kinds of crazy crap all kinds of violent crap to do the foliage and make the foliage kind of go up to her holding line. It's up to her holding line. We have fun. Gonna have me some fun. Yeah. Again, like, just sort of making things up as I go along. But again, like, I've already established the structure, and I'm kind of just adding to things, And yeah, like, there's still more that needs to be done with this one. We'll get it done tonight, maybe, but yeah, tomorrow on Zombie Daily, the Stalker Beast from Amnesia: The Bunker, the game. Check that out. That will be on Zombie Daily tomorrow. I think I'm going to post that like pretty early. So if you want to check it out on the Patreon tomorrow. It is that's a crazy creature, man. That is a crazy, crazy creature. And actually, the creator of the game and the creature commented on the live stream the other night. Yeah, he gave us a shout out. So I put his contact info. If you want to check out the game, I put the info in the. Actually, it should be in the section below the not the comment section, but the whatchamacallit, description of the video. Yes, that's right. Those are the words I want. So if you want to check that out, check out the description below. The description below there. Do it there. Yeah. So do that, and you can check out his awesome game where that actual creature comes from. So it's very, very cool, man. Very cool. Very cool. I saw your films, man. Very cool. Very cool. References. Yeah, so I think kind of the final goal here is to ground the image and to thicken up those vine lines that describe the vines, and to add sort of some hatching and cross hatching here and there. Just to sort of darken it up and give it some more texture. I always talk about texture. So yeah, maybe add a couple little shadows. I will create a whole army of shadows. Spider-Man. There. Oh, sorry guys. I gotta check my 9 there. I always think like I'm right in frame too, but alas. Yeah, so that one's almost completed. Look at, you got these nice little like veins within the wood. That's kind of like I probably picked that up from Kevin Nolan. Kevin Nolan is another really like just amazing artist. Man, he's got such a unique, interesting style. And you know what? One of the things I love about him is that he. And you know what? Normally, this isn't a good thing, but in the case of him, it is. He can ink almost anybody's pencils and kind of make it look like his work. Kind of like Barry Smith when he did that Machine Man miniseries. Like he was inking Herb Trimp. Nothing against Herb Trimp, but Herb Trimp, his art was like a super Kirby style, like Jack Kirby style, right? And very blocky and like thick lines and like pow bang, that kind of really comic booky that Jack Kirby developed obviously himself style, right? Heavy, blocky and stuff. And here comes Barry Windsor Smith, and turns that entire series into his own. And that was awesome, I love that. So Kevin Nolan is kind of like that too, with a lot of his inking, man, and it's great, Like he inked Mike Mignola in an Aliens comic. I think it was Salvation, if I'm not mistaken. For Dark Horse, So yeah, Mignola and bloody Kevin Nolan on a book, eh? Like, man, sweetness. So yes, I could talk about artists forever. I love comic book artists, and that's a fun subject. That's a fun subject for sure. There's so much history there too. There's so much history, man. You know. Yeah. Yes. And yeah, like I said, comics are the most unique thing, man. Like they're very there's not a lot of things like comics on Earth, you know? So yeah, it's so cool to be able to still have those things as things. Like, and you know, I always mention wrestling too, and there's other stuff that's sort of like very unique and you know should be kind of preserved as part of a things that humans can do, you know, still kind of thing, right? Yeah, because a lot of those sort of old ways of doing things, those really authentic, awesome ways of doing stuff, are you know slowly going to the wayside because of technology, right? But we can't forget those things. You know, we can't forget those things that, you know, would make the present not exist the way it does, you know? So, yeah, man. Invest in art. Invest in art. I really do think, guys, that it's not long for this world in its like, you know, original, current, traditional art form. I don't think that you know, people are going to do stuff. Pros are going to do stuff on paper with pen and ink and pencil and traditional materials much longer. And once that art's gone, it's gone, man. Like, you know, don't let the rich tech bros, you know, get that, or I'm saying that. I'm just saying that as an example. I don't really know whatever that really. I know what that means, but I'm not worried about them. Matrix. Yeah, I'm just an old man screaming at clouds. Or am I? Or is he? Or does he? So, yes, just doing some nice freestyle inking. Drop me a beat, man. Drop me a beat. I'm doing some freestyle inking. Yeah, check it out, man. Philip Gandy, hi, how you doing? Have you ever been to Dragon Con? No, I haven't. I don't know where. You know what? I've heard of it. I've definitely heard of Dragon Con. I've not been to it. No, I've not been to it. I don't generally go out of Ontario. But I'm willing to try. Yeah, I'll kind of figure out a way to get anywhere if I'm invited to a con too. Like if I'm invited as a guest or if I'm invited as an artist or whatever too. Like I'll find a way to kind of go anywhere if I'm wanted in that regard, and I often do. But no, I've not been to Dragon Con. Where is that? I can look it up, but I mean, where is that and when is it? Because yeah, I think I heard good things about Dragon Con. Yes, but hey, Philip, good to have you watching. Good to have you on. Good to have you asking questions too, man. That's awesome. I will answer any questions. I will answer your questions now. Yes, you. There we go. And you know what? Who would have thought? Who would have thought that there is a redemption arc in this drawing? So you've got the darker area here, perhaps the wanton path, so to speak, and then as you ascend up the drawing, you've got these sort of, the thorny bush turns to these flowers. Flowers are coming out of the thorny bush. Plants that are basically the vines that are basically going up the grave markers. So there's meaning to every piece of art. Yeah. The wanton path. Yeah, and she's got the crazy high heels on. And then as you ascend, it's like it gets kind of softer, So yeah, there's the meaning. There's the art meaning. Any piece of art can be deconstructed and talked about till the end of time. There's no, I don't think there's any real, any piece of art, man. Any piece of art, So there is that. I kind of like this one. Yes, I kind of like this one. And I think it turned out okay. And I think it almost might be time to look at the Pokemon again and check out how they're doing over there. Pokemon or men. Atlanta, Georgia. In late August, early September. Wow, Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. Yeah. Oh, geez. Atlanta. Man, I'd love to go. I would love to go. Yeah. Talk to the organizer. Tell him to get Rob Cichetto over there. Man, that'd be great. And you know what? Like, I think that's where The Walking Dead actually was filmed for the most part. And one of my favorite bands of all time, Outkast, is from Atlanta. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot of other cool things from Atlanta too, but yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to check out Dragon Con. Yeah, and I've heard of Dragon Con before. I thought it was I think it is kind of like Fan Expo, where there's like they have them in like Toronto or other big centers, but they're they kind of have them in different areas too. I don't know if that's true, but I thought Dragon Con was kind of like, you might have one in Chicago, and then I thought they were that kind of thing too. I might be wrong about that, but that's what I kind of thought they were, Yes, but yeah, I love doing cons, man. I really do. I love connecting with the fans, people who love art, love traditional art, love zombie art, love horror art, That kind of thing. I really dig that, man. I really do, It's fun for me, and, it is a lot of work. Man, it is a lot of work, because of, there's many components to it being a lot of work. Like even the driving, we're going to Rouyn-Noranda, for, Rouyn Con. This weekend, and that's a 4-hour jaunt, and it's a 4-hour con, so I'll be driving more than I'll be at the con, but I want to go, I really want to go, right? Atlanta, Georgia in late August, early September, man. I'd love to check out Dragon Con. You know what? The biggest cons I think I've done are basically just Fan Expo. I did Fan Expo for many years in a row, and then I stopped. I stopped because it was the law of diminishing returns. The table prices were astronomical. You got to live in Toronto for 5 days. That in itself is expensive. There's the load in, load out. There's so much involved in that, and I did that with my wife at the time. I did that for maybe 5 years in a row, something like that. Yeah, and it was always one of those things where I was kind of dreading. I loved it, but I was always dreading because of. Those things you have to make money. You have to, because you put so much money in, so you're really sweating it. You're really sweating. The first couple were amazing because I just come out with the zombie handbook. So people were like lining up at my table, and I was just selling them like nuts. They were selling them like crazy. And then there was like news. I guess there was media there, and they were like, they'd get behind my table and ask me questions and stuff while I was, selling stuff, like selling the zombie handbook. But yeah, that was crazy. I don't even know how they knew about that. Like, it's weird. Like, there must have been some kind of promo that somebody did or we did. I don't know how that worked, but man, there was no shortage of fans for that book, man. There was like people lined up, like so far I couldn't see them, mostly because I was signing books and selling them, but there was a huge lineup at that. But then, like the next year it was less. The next year it was less, and then the last year was awful. I was like, man, I'm not doing this again. I don't like. I'd rather do smaller cons. And I know the Dragon Con is like probably a massive one. From what I understand. But yeah, I would kind of do that because then it would be like, okay, I'm all in. Like if I'm going to Atlanta, I'm at least expecting, to have to, spend money on certain things like the travel and the. But you know what? Some of the reason why I don't do cons that are farther away, other than the obvious, like, diminishing returns, man. You know what diminishing returns are, right? Like you have to put in way too much money in order to get like break even, and then you're sweating it all day because you're like, man, like I really wanted to do this. I don't know if you're gonna I don't know if I'm gonna make enough money to cover the expenses. That's tough. That's a really you really got to consider that kind of stuff. So yeah. Diminishing returns is kind of that, and sometimes it also describes doing a con so many times that people get tired of you. I've heard of that. I've never experienced that because usually I do them spaced out so much, and plus there's always different people like coming up wanting to check out new art and stuff like that. So I've never actually had diminishing returns come that way. But yeah, that's a thing too. That's a thing too. You gotta keep your work fresh, right? You gotta keep your work fresh. And yeah, that's why I do a lot of work when I'm at like conventions, right? You'll always like if you see me at a convention, 95% of the time I'm either talking to someone or whatever, or drawing. That's it. Those are my two modes at cons, and if you come up to me and want to start talking, or you want to pick up a copy of the Zombie Handbook or Cape Fear 2, or Cape Fear 2, I'm working on Cape Fear 2. If you want to pick up a copy of Cape Fear, get it signed and whatever, yeah, more than happy to do that. But yeah, I'm mostly drawing, when I'm at conventions. That's why I'm doing these Pokemon right now, actually. For this weekend's Ruan Con. A Ruan Con, the Ruan Con. Yeah, I'm stuck in the 50s. Hi there, we're stuck in the 50s. Yeah. Zombie la boo boo. I can't believe that's not on TikTok right now. Zombie la boo boo. Yeah, so yes, the Labubu that was done, finished last night, will be posted soon on Zombie Daily as well. And the Stalker Beast from Amnesia the Bunker will be posted tomorrow on Zombie Daily, the Patreon Zombie Daily. My Patreon page, almost 4,000 posts on there currently. And then check out zombieportraits.com if you want to order a custom drawing of any kind. Zombie or otherwise. I also do regular art. Check that regular art out too on the Zombie Daily page. They are listed as bonus posts. So if you go to the search bar and press and type in bonus rather, you'll see all of the art that is non-zombie that I've done. It's all posted there as bonus posts. So you get more. You get more. Guys, if you have the ways and means, if you could help support Zombie Daily with a $2 a month little bit of support there. It's not little, it's huge to me, actually. So yes, if you could support Zombie Daily with $2 a month, that would be so utterly astonishing to me. That's all it really takes. All the proceeds go to art supplies, getting more art supplies to create more art. Yeah, that will go on that Patreon page. So here we go. We've got this is almost done as well. I'm going to put a couple of little sort of shadows in there of the foliage, making it almost seem like, it's floating. It's just floating in space, like this entire scene is just, of itself, connected to nothing, but the shadow of some of the items is evident, kind of makes it seem surreal, kind of makes it seem a little bit surreal, gives it a little bit surreal feeling. Like I've got this outcropping of vine spikes, and then you see the shadow of it, on the bottom, making it kind of feel again surreal, because what is this sitting on? What is she standing on? Is it just this? Is that the only thing in the universe? So yeah, I think of these things. I think of these things. Do you read Sutter Kane? Yeah, so there we go, guys. We've got another zombie pinup diva done. Man, that's satisfying. I love getting things done. Yes. Add my name. That's Rob Suchetto. There. Almost can't tell it's even there. And that's the point. Sometimes I actually put my name within the art somewhere too. Yeah, that's not too hokey. No, I do. I don't care. I love doing that. It's part of the art. It's part of the art. Part of the art. There. I think that is sufficient. Yeah, I like that. If I notice anything else, I'll fix it before I scan it. But I think that's good. I think that tells enough of the story, so to speak. Just an alluring, and like I said, you can interpret, and that's the thing. You can interpret so many different things, so many different ways. Like I kind of looked at this and went, okay, thorns, thorny bushes and vines down here, darker. It's much darker. The plants kind of look, dead or hanging or down, and then as you sort of ascend, the vines, kind of turn into they're starting to flower, right? So it's kind of like a tale of redemption, within the confines of this piece of art, right? And oh yeah, it's only a dumb pinup drawing, No, but everything has, can be interpreted to have that kind of meaning if it's intentional. But was it? Sometimes I don't know. You know. But I kind of look at it that way. I'm like, oh yeah, that, and you know, she's got these like super high, like, you know, crazy sharp heels, like high heel shoes, and then, you know, kind of softens as you go up too. So that's kind of, like I said before, like the wanton path, as some people would, as you know, some people would explain it or call it, you know. That kind of vibe, right? That kind of feeling, you know, that sort of thing. So gives it a more, those angular, you know, shapes add to that idea, you know. So yeah. Anyway, there we go. How's that for you? I hope you guys dig that. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you're checking it out and enjoying it so far. And you've maybe checked out some of the other ones. Maybe that's why you're back. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. I don't think I have to tell you why. I don't think I have to explain why. No, you know what, guys? It just catapults me into the higher atmosphere of the algorithm, so that more people can you know, check out my work, and I can be a success for once. But anyway, yeah, it gets more eyes on my work, and I would really love that. And you know, it's kind of a thank you too. You know, it's like, if you want to sort of just thank me by doing that, by, you know, for the art, you know, if you need a flimsy excuse to do it, there it is, you know, thanking me for the art by subscribing. That is that could be my birthday and Christmas present. Yeah. So yes, that would be awesome if you guys could do that. If you haven't already, if you haven't subscribed already, if you have my utmost gratitude, guys. I really mean that. Yeah, I don't have to tell you how hard it is to get over, and you know, how people check out your work. It's very difficult to do that. You know, social media isn't like it used to be. It is far from social. There's a lot of stumbling blocks to sort of have people sort of see your work and things like that. So, yeah, your help in that matter is incredibly appreciated, man. There, inkings. Yeah. Okay, I think that one's done. Wow, we got 2 done in a row. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of, what were his eyes again? Red eyes. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to put red eyes. Red eyes, red eyes, red eyes. I never thought I'd see you again, so spoon. I just watched Mystery Men recently. Yeah, that's a crazy movie, man. They do not make movies like that at all anymore. Like that is a very, you know, not that there's a lot of movies like that to begin with, but yeah, that was a crazy, silly, fresh movie, man. Very bizarre. It was like another pocket of the Crow universe almost, but with jokes. Yeah, that was a very unique movie, man. The Spleen. Yeah, that's crazy. Think about that. Like, watch that movie, man. So I'm gonna use this nice big thick and fried brush to hit those details in that witchy bird. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the name of this Pokemon. But if you in the audience want to comment. But yeah, I'm going to add, because man, it's almost like entirely that color. But So I'm going to add this as a secondary wash, but I'm gonna put some other colors in there too. But yeah, like this guy is all of this color basically. I think only the thing that's tying his tail, or keeping his tail feathers sort of tied back, is red. I'll probably depict it as brown-ish, because yeah, things rot and things decay, and decay is sort of, that rust, oxidization, filth, that color, that brown gray, So we want things to be in that area. in that circa. Yes. In that area. There. Just again, you like letting the brush fill in those points, right? Because you got that sharp corner, and yeah, you can actually, you don't have to pussyfoot around it. You can just go right in with your brush because it's already chiseled that way. There's little things that make life easier, make your drawing, and it's not necessarily making life easier, but it does. It's kind of more of a side effect than it is the reason. You want that kind of almost effortless, brush feel almost to the thing that you're doing. You want it to look like a brush did it almost. So using the brush that way kind of really adds to the authenticity and sort of more danger. Like, you don't know what line you're going to get. It's what like vicinity it's in, but you don't know exactly because it's got a sort of all of these hairs have a mind of their own. So they might not react exactly the way you want, but pretty close. So therein lies the sort of like, oh, there's a bit of risk involved, in creating those feather lines, And again, like on a very minute level, but it's still there. Like it's still noticeable. Like it would be noticeable to people who look for it, like people who appreciate art, will go like, oh, that was kind of done with a brush rather than this, or a marker, or a pencil crayon, or blah, 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 whatever. And it was to sort of create that more almost scratchy texture, So, yeah. Again, guys, these are things that I kind of think about. They're going on in the back part of my brain while I draw, or while I paint, or ink, or whatever. But that helps to sort of stabilize the drawing, right? And I love how this is turning out. The darkness is really accentuating this lack of bill here that I took out to sort of zombify it more. I really love that. It's so delicate and fragile. Like it might crack, and I might put little cracks in there too. But yeah, I think I got to do a little bit around the eyes, and yes, because this guy is all dark blue or whatever, and very little other. Maybe that's why. No, I didn't choose to do it because of that, because it was easier. I guess in terms of like color, yes, it was easier because it's all the same, but nothing is really easier. I try to put in the equal amount of work into all of them anyway, you know what I mean? So even if there's one that's all one color and more blob-like, I'm still going to try to figure out ways to like actually make it more detailed and more like put more effort into it because of its lack of shape or form or completion or whatever, you know? Yeah. That's what my brain does. You know, that's what my brain would do. I got to counteract the plainness of this with excessiveness. So, oh, Cal Lazuli, hey, how you doing, Rob? Good, I'm doing great. Oh yeah, Curvy Corpse. Oh, Philip, 70,000 attendees at Dragon Con. Yeah, man, I know they're huge. Yes, yeah, and don't get me wrong, man. I'd love to go. I'd love to definitely go to that someday. You know. Yeah, doing good. Doing good. Count. All the platforms meant to bring us together are a lot better at splitting people apart. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure you're speaking to the social media thing I was mentioning earlier. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's a much different landscape than it used to be. Much different, and more's the pity. So, yeah, you know what? There's a kind of a reason, you know, old man shakes fist at cloud or yells at cloud, because, you know, I've been around long enough to appreciate the things the way they were, man, and it's sad. It's sad. You know, it's very sad. Like there was, don't get me wrong, man. Like there's been advances in things that are amazing and awesome and really good and helpful and things like in medicine and stuff like that. And just in you know many other things. Like man, when I was a kid, if you wanted to see something, like if you wanted to see a movie, you better watch it when it's on TV because you'll never see it again. Like, you'll never see that again unless it's on TV again. There's no way to watch anything unless it's on TV. Unless it's on one of the 3 channels you have. Could you imagine a world like that right now? Like, no, people would literally jump out of buildings. Like, no, people would not be able to comprehend that, you know? And then you'd have, like, these things called projectors, where it's like a projector camera that points at a screen in your house, and you have like a reel-to-reel thing, and you could order reels from magazines, man, and you could like watch Godzilla movies. They'd have Godzilla movies and like other movies too, but yeah, man, that was really crazy, you know. And we had one of those projectors when I was a kid. My uncle did, and we watched like cartoons and stuff on it. Yeah, and it was like, oh wow, this is the epitome of science, you know, back then. So, and then the VCR, man, the VCR was like the biggest breakthrough in video ever, right? And it was like, it still kind of is when you think about it. Like, what did the home video market create? Like, so many like B movies and crap movies and all that are like now classics, right? So yeah, man, like every era had you know, it's slow advance towards, you know, what it is now, which is just like so much content, like most of it like in the absolute mediocre category, man. And again, I'm kind of comparing that to the stuff that I grew up on too, you know. So yeah, and making that sort of like comparison, not from nothing, I say this, like it's from experience and diligent adherence to pop culture from the get-go, man. So yes, I know the differences between, you know, movies today, media today, things like that today, and what they used to be, you know. So yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. I'm not saying there aren't good things now, but man, yeah. Just a different time. You try to adapt as best you can to the times, you know, and things of that nature. So I have to use pink in here. Guys, if you didn't know, I'm the preeminent zombie artist of planet Earth, and I've been drawing zombies. Next year will mark my 20th anniversary of zombie portraits. Guys, check out zombieportraits.com and get yourself a zombie portrait. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Yeah, you gotta nail that. You gotta get that. You gotta nail that down. You gotta get that. Get a zombie portrait, for the love of goodness. Yeah. Before it's too late. I can't do them forever. I want to. Yeah. But it is a one-of-a-kind item that is not found anywhere else on Earth. It can only be found in my studio, and then on your doorstep when it comes to you in the mail. You get the original art, and you will also receive a high-res JPEG upon its completion. And then I will send it out to you in the mail, and you'll get your zombie portrait original in the mail. That's how that works. That's how it's worked for 20 years. Yeah. So those Pokemon are pretty much like done in terms of their washes. Like, I might put a couple more little things here and there, but yeah, for the most part, these guys are done. Like, these guys are done in this. Oh wow, those are two different. That's two different papers too as well. Yeah, okay. So these guys are done in terms of their washes and everything. Now the next step is to ink. Like I said, I might put a little extra stuff, like the mouth might be red, more red than the eyes. I'm going to really affect the eyes there too. Make sure they pop, really pop. They will, obviously, anyway, because of the black or dark around them. The hands of the clock type of thing, and the gears. Don't know how that how he evolved that, but there we have it. So those are going to be inked, but I'm not going to do that until I'm at RuanCon this weekend. So the roots of my creative path I owe mostly to Lego Bionicle and Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Holy crap! That's coming from Count Lazuli. Bionicle and Tales from the Crypt. What an incredibly unique combination of influences. And I'm very close to both things. I actually gave away a giant bag of Bionicle stuff to a friend because, like, I had it and unfortunately I never use it. I'm just a Lego guy. But I had tons of Bionicle, and I would pick it out of the Lego thing and put it, with itself, right? Like, organize the Bionicle and Lego stuff, and I was like, wow, these are crazy. Like, the Bionicle stuff is like crazy designed, and like it's super wicked. Like, I love it, right? But I just like. Give me another 100 years and I'll do Bionicle. Give me another 100, tack another 100 years on my life, and I'll get into Bionicle and other things too. But I just don't have time for Bionicle. It's only Lego. I'm a Lego man. See? Yeah, man. I'm a Lego man. But yeah, Bionicle is very cool. And I absolutely I can absolutely spot the Bionicle influence in your art there, Carrie, or Count. See, I do remember, but I do think that is a very interesting set of influences for you to have. Tales from the Crypt, or Tales from the Crypt Keeper, whatever, and Bionicle. That's crazy. That makes for unique art, right? That makes for unique art stylings. For those to be the influences, wow, I love that. But yeah, I'm going to figure out a way to do portfolio reviews for those who would like me to do those. I think they will be conducted with and by and or through DeviantArt. I think that's probably the best bet. I do not have Instagram. I am persona non grata at Meta. Yeah, I can't do the Instagram thing, unfortunately, for those of you who have Instagram account portfolio type things. Guys, you know what? If you are an artist and you have a body of work, I would really suggest that you create an online portfolio for your stuff, so that people can go there and see your work. If you want to get like sort of art jobs and things like that, or if you just want people to see your work, man, like have a little online portfolio somewhere. Yeah. Yes, I think that is an actual good thing to do. And DeviantArt's really good. I really like DeviantArt. Yeah, it's like, you know what? No platform is perfect. No platform is perfect, but I really come to enjoy being part of the vast art community of DeviantArt. So yeah, check it out. I think, like I said, I think I'm going to be doing the portfolio reviews based on the ones that are on DeviantArt. I think that's the best platform to do it on. Yeah. So, if you don't have a DeviantArt page and you'd like me to critique your art, create a DeviantArt page, and I'll critique your art. And I don't think, like, it goes without saying that if you're incapable of receiving criticism, don't attempt don't attempt a critique yet. If you want to wait for a while and get a little more confident, get confident, stupid. If you want to get a bit more confident in your work, and then or simply prepare yourself for constructive criticism. There should be nothing scary about that. Most of the things I bet you already know that you have deficiencies in your art. And again, I'm being, like, when I say deficiencies, I'm being I'm speaking in a constructive way. Things that you can fix, things that aren't up to where you want them to be. That's what that means, I often feel like I'm Captain America, in that I was in ice for 40 years and I come out and, like, people talk differently and communicate differently, and, like, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of times, the understanding of things is different now. You kind of have to be cautious of how you phrase things a lot of times. So, it's difficult to sometimes manage when you don't know how people are going to interpret thoughts and words and things. You know what I mean? Yeah, so anyway, I don't think I have to tell you I'm from an old school of manner of doing things. I do traditional art. I've been around it, but I've been around in a way that is, like, always been close to pop culture. There was a very short period of time in my life that I wasn't embracing or being part of pop culture in some way. I've always liked comics, cartoons, wrestling, like all of those types of, like, art, all of those types of things, throughout my entire life. And I've always been immersed in them somehow, movies, just pop culture in general. And it's not like an escape. It's part of my life. Like, it's part of what I find fascinating still and interesting. And, I'm always, like, I'm going to hit my 20th Zombie Portraits anniversary next year. So that's 20 years of dedicating to zombie art, you know. So yeah, that's where my head's at. And it has been for many years. I'll just check my thing here. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I like count. I like count because you're the only count that's on the live stream right now. So, my DeviantArt is the same name as I have here. Oh, okay. So, okay. So that's good. I could check that. I'll probably check that out tomorrow or Wednesday rather. Yeah. Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back for that. Yeah, I think DeviantArt is a good way to do portfolio reviews. So if you guys want me to do portfolio reviews of your work, please let me know. I can do so from a DeviantArt page if you have one, and if you don't, just create one. And they're very simple to do. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have a page where you can post your art and show off your art and get a following. And trust me, like as soon as you get on there, you will develop a following. People will see your work, and it's a nice place, very, very gratifying, I think, too, to have, people kind of look at your work, and you can see how many people, want to follow you and consider your art a favorite and save it, on their page. So yeah, I really love it for what it is. Like you get immediate reactions from people. And like any social media thing, it doesn't last forever. Like you have to post stuff. You have to post more stuff, from time to time. But yeah, it's a great place to start a portfolio, and it's a great place to even get feedback in a way that's like, oh, people like my work. They might not say it, but they'll consider it a favorite. They'll save it or want to follow you. So yeah, I suggest you really take advantage of DeviantArt. I think it's great. I think it's a great concept. If there's any other sites out there like that, let me know. I don't know if there's anything else like that, but I really like DeviantArt. So, and again, I'm not trying to shill for them or anything. I'm on DeviantArt and I enjoy it. So, yeah. Like my convention reviews, everything is observe and report, man. I don't have time to make things up or add hyperbole or put an agenda on anything. It's just a plain and simple, straightforward, this is the news. I am not beholden to anyone or anything. And you're going to get the straight shit on anything that I'm doing a review on or I'm drawing or anything like that. I'm not. I don't have sponsorship of any kind. I do this entirely for a living, by itself. I do the art thing, for a living, and I've been doing it for 40 years probably now professionally. So. I have to get back in the social media swing. I've gone radio silent to focus on bigger things lately, especially as I'm open for commissions now. The 13 Palm Trees podcast has an Etsy with merch, and I am pretty much 95% of the art merch on that shop. Okay, that's cool. Good. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you know what, guys? Feel free to shill if you want to, like not in a spam kind of way, but if you want to talk about your work too, you can in the comments. I'm gonna if you want me to do a portfolio review, yeah, let me know in the comments, and then I'll reach out to you, and we'll figure out a day and time and stuff, and I'll do a video. I'll do a critique of your work as a video, if you like that. So yeah. And again, it's all about constructive criticism. It has nothing to do with an agenda or any kind of narrative I want to create or anything like that. It's straight up. Here's the news, man, and I think this would help you improve. I think this would help you improve. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, you probably already know the problems. You probably already know the problems that you need to work on to achieve, greater confidence and stuff like that, right? So I will likely not be telling you anything you don't already know, And you can say, yeah, Rob, well, you don't have it all your damn self. And it's like, no, I don't have it all my damn self, but if you want to check out my body of work, feel free to check out my Zombie Daily page. If you want to, check out the things I've done during my career as an artist, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff to read about. And it's just sort of being a freelance sort of guy, right? But also creating, zombie portraits back in 2006. That was a huge thing. And since, I've worked for the Walking Dead show, man. I've worked for the Talking Dead show. I wrote and illustrated the Zombie Handbook. Did Zombiewood, I think there was 120 or so, 140 celebrities. Zombie celebrity portraits. Worked for Bicycle Cards. Did Zombie, my Rob Succhetto Everyday Zombies deck. I've done comics, man. I've worked for Simon & Schuster, one of the biggest publishers on Earth, on this planet. Yeah, kind of like that in the old portfolio. Got some work that I did for those fine folks. For Jonathan Mayberry for his Rotten Ruins series. So doing those comic book covers, and then those book novel actual character designs. That was a lot of fun too, man. So that was a huge thing. I was in the documentary called Zombie Mania with Tom Savini and all the big guys, man. Even George Romero. My art actually graces the George Romero Appreciation Society web page. I believe it's the first thing you see when you go to the George Romero. I think they're out in Salem, Massachusetts. And yes, they've got my art to. They've got a George Romero zombie portrait as the intro image, I believe. Yeah, so that's very cool too. So yeah, man, guys, I've been kind of everywhere and very, 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 very fortunate to have been. Man, yeah, and so much more, so many more things over the years. Yeah. And then, 10,000 zombie portraits. What? 10,000 zombie portraits. I won't spam. But will shill worship me, finite life forms of the lower realm. Sorry, just putting my brand out there. Yeah. Count Lazuli, that's fine. That's awesome, Count. It's okay in my book. I'm gonna switch to my other. There we go. Yeah. There's a bit of a delay on the. On the YouTube page, so I'm gonna switch to this. So yeah, guys, I'm just doing some inks on these zombie pinup divas. I have already penciled and put the washes on these Pokemon drawings, which I'll finish at Rouen Con this weekend in Rouen, Noranda, amongst others. I'm going to bring other Pokemon out there too that I will be drawing before that happens, and I'm looking forward to that. Then the following weekend is Gaia's Graveyard, a Witches and Weirdos event that's going to be held at the Caruso Club in Sudbury here. So I'll be at that the following week. Yeah, Rouen Con this weekend. It'll be interesting. I've not been there. Not been to Rouen, Noranda. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Hopefully see some peeps out there. maybe create some fans. Yeah, who knows? Should be fun. I'll be drawing though. You can be sure of that. I'll be drawing at my table the whole time and enjoying it. Getting work done while I'm at a convention. And that is a great way to if you're an artist and you're doing a con, bring art to work on for many reasons. That's one of the big tenets. If you're gonna ask me how to how to best, like, the do's and don'ts of conventions, pop art conventions of any kind. Yes, I very much suggest if you're an artist there, like an artist vendor type of thing, bring your art and do it. Do art there. Don't stare at your cell phone and disengage. Always be engaged in the traffic, in the people. They are potential fans of your work, man. And engage in everyone. Engage in everyone for sure. And bring work. Let people see you do the things that finished. You have the finished versions of on your table or at your booth or whatever. It's very important that you do that. And hey, you get work done. You're doing a lot of good things at once. And one of the biggest things is really engaging people. And people will stop and want to watch you draw. And then you can tell them your story. You're an artist that has done it, blah, 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 blah. And here's your artwork on the table. Explain some of the stuff. I'm often asked about the Cape Fear graphic novel. And I basically tell people that it's a mashup. It's a cross between X-Files and Lord of the Rings. And that usually really gets people excited about it, and they end up picking it up. So it's a very easy sell with that pitch. So if you have a comic book or a zine or whatever that you want to sell, like, think of a cool appropriate pitch. If people ask you about it, that you can talk about it easily and relate to people easily. Yeah. Like, you want to sell stuff. You want people to see your work, Like, that's, like, unless you have an ulterior motive that doesn't apply, that's kind of why you're doing a con if you're an artist, You want people to see your work, you want to sell your work. I like talking about money. I don't like not talking about money. Money is really important, And like, if you're doing a convention and you're an artist or any kind of other vendor, you're there to make some money, right? So what are the best ways to do that? And sometimes it's not obvious, and sometimes, like, you need kind of pointers, maybe from people who have done them. I've done so many conventions over the years. I have a lot of experience in that field, in that region. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. If you want to see where all of this art goes to, it is on my Zombie Daily Patreon, and then quickly after that on zombieportraits.com. And you can see where all of this art ends up, which is on Zombie Daily. Tomorrow I will be posting the Stalker Beast from Amnesia the Bunker game. Amnesia the Bunker, the game, the video game. It is a ghastly character from that game. And I further zombified it, and tomorrow that will be posted on Zombie Daily. So check that out, and check out zombieportraits.com as well for even more. Yeah. So yes, here's this. I really like this one. Yeah. Bold, very bold. Yes. I like this one a lot. I hope you guys do too. This is the third one of the night. Can you believe that? This is the third finished one. Yeah. always putting more in there just to describe a surface, or there. But yeah, that's nice. That's nice and tight. It's nicely contained. Very bold, very poppy. I really dig that one. Yeah, that one's nice. I think they're all good. I like them all. I really do. So these are the ones that we've done tonight. These are the ones we finished tonight. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Hey, great. just thinking. I barely remember doing it. You just let your hand. At this point, they were so fully penciled and well structured and everything. I just kind of let my hand do the dancing, and created those inking areas. These areas that held texture and form and stuff. Right. So yeah. And again, they might not be completely finished, but they're finished. Like, to me, they're finished. I might look at them, tomorrow morning or before I scan them and go, oh, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more depth there. Or I might add a bit more detail there, or a thicker holding line, or whatever, But for me, for all intensive purposes, they are complete, Yeah. Yeah. And I really love the results. I think they turned out great. I'm happy with them. That doesn't happen all the time. I do flub stuff. But at this point, there's a lot of confidence in what I'm doing. There's a lot of confidence behind what I'm doing because of repetition and knowledge and experience and stuff like that. So I'm pretty confident in my inking and finishing and stuff. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I did. I really enjoyed that. And man, look, I got a couple of Pokemons all ready to go. I'm gonna do a couple more. I'll be back. I'll be back Wednesday, guys, for another live stream. But I think I'm going to log off for now. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please check out the Patreon page and the Zombie Portraits page as well. That's where all the zombie art goes. I also have a t-shirt shop on TeePublic that you might want to check out. I think there's like 140 designs on there. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. It really means the world to me if you could do that. I've gotten a lot of subscribers lately. If I could reach 500 even, I would be blown away by that. So if someone who digs art or digs zombie art or wants to learn how to draw or likes to see somebody draw or any of those wonderful things, let them know. I'd be glad to have them on the chat and on the video. I'm just gonna check my chat one more time before I call it a night. And I like to come. Yeah. Freelance is like being a bounty hunter without killing. Yeah. Yeah, freelance. Being a freelance artist is a very interesting gig. I do have the many years of the like zombie portrait thing behind me, so it kind of gives me another dimension, and I think like more experience. I do a lot of events too, like a lot of events when people sort of ask me to do like tutorials or I'll go in and we'll actually do zombie portraits. I'll provide a template and we'll actually do some zombie portrait art and stuff. So yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff. So I do everything art wise, and I love it. So guys, thanks again for watching. I'm gonna shut her down. Subscribe to the channel before you go, and I'll see you guys again Wednesday. That's when I do plan to do another. I do plan to do another live stream on Wednesday evening, and I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't. Maybe comics. I think comics. Yes, I will do comics. I think, and maybe some Pokemon. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Come and check that out too. All right, guys. I'm going to shut her down. Have a great evening. Love and best wishes until next time.